What's good, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Jean Nubis Jareds, and welcome to my first explanation about lucid dreaming. What's lucid dreaming though? Think about that. You know what I mean? Well, lucid dreaming is when you can, when you're aware of your dreams inside of your dream world. You know what I mean? Slightly different from astral projection, which I've experienced both. Now, astral projection is an experience when your soul, your inner light, your cosmic body, your etheric body comes out of your physical body, and then you journey through realms, dimensions, time and space become non-existent. So it's a bit similar to your dreams. You know what I mean? So lucid dreaming, back to lucid dreaming. Now, I've experienced my first lucid dream. Controlled lucid dream, because I've dreamt before, but I kept waking up as soon as my awareness, takes me inside of the dream. So once again, lucid dreaming is total awareness inside of one dreams. Once you've claimed or become aware of this within your dream world, you can then manipulate the surroundings around you. Now, my dream happened last night during the portal, funny enough, 666, during the great energetic portal. But yeah, man, my dream was pretty weird, so I'm gonna start off with, how did it start, basically? Right, so basically I was walking with a partner, with a lady. You know what I mean? We was walking through a park. You know what I mean? First we started off in the urban area. I couldn't recognize the area at first. And we was talking. We was just having a normal discussion. You know what I mean? Can't remember what the discussion was about. Anyway, we entered a park, almost like a common, but then it entered into a park state, if you get what I mean. So more open surroundings and shrubbery and trees along the side. Whereas in the common, you can get open surroundings and shrubbery and trees in the middle as well as on the sides. You know what I mean? Differentiation between park and common. And you get a playground and all that stuff. So yeah, reach back into the park, and I saw my daughter. And I shouted out her name, Justel. And she didn't hear me. And my partner that I'm walking with, she turns around and says, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Can't you see my daughter over there?" And she looked and she goes, "Where?" And I'm like, "She's right in front of you." You know what I mean? And I called again, Justel. Anyway, she didn't hear me. And my partner said something like, "Are you sure you're alright?" And I went, "I'm dreaming." She said, "Huh?" I said, "I'm dreaming." She said, "What do you mean you're dreaming?" And I said, "Watch." And I literally, just like astral projection, I came out of my body. And now I'm looking at my partner and myself, and the conversation is still going on. I've just made my inner body come out of me. "Can you see?" And she goes, "You're going crazy, come, let's sit down." So she goes and sits down, and now my etheric body watching them. And I said, "All right then, you guys go over there, and I'm gonna go see my daughter." Anyway, as I'm floating over to see my daughter, I've noticed, like, okay, I'm in this dream world. I've just come outside of my body, inside of a dream. And I started to look again. Now all of a sudden, I've got loads of people, almost like a big picnic, in front of me. Now, the crazy thing is that everybody was with a partner. You know what I mean? Everybody was with a partner. I mean, male, female, female, male, 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 woman, woman. That's how it reflects today's society. Anyway, next thing you know, I drifted. I split myself into about 10 different more, etheric bodies. And then I split myself so I can see what's going on with me and my partner. I can see what's going on with the multiple partners that are at this picnic. Anyway, one floats over, to different people, to different couples. And everybody on the external looks very happy, engaging in conversation. But then when you look again, there's one talking and one going, with smiles. And it seemed like everybody was doing it. Now we're talking multiple of people, multiple of nations. It was no particular race, no particular nation, no particular culture. It was like UK, multicultural. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm looking over and I'll float over to my daughter and she's with a partner. And I look over and I called her once more. She didn't hear. But the breeze from my breath hit her hair and she moved and turned. Anyway, she continued talking to her partner, but her partner was on her phone, speaking to somebody else. Now, as I've looked at this happening to my awareness, my other eyes, remember I split myself into 10 other people, and now I've still got my physical person with my partner. The other 10 eyes, 10 pairs of eyes, basically picked up all the other people's partners, basically talking to another individual, whilst their so-called other partner is talking to them, and they're all happy, chirpy, and whatever. But anyway, I'm like, okay, what are you revealing this to me? So I asked my subconscious. I was like, seeing as I'm in my dream world and my dream world reflects my subconscious, what is my subconscious telling me? And then I had looked further. As I look further, I see myself and my partner talking, giggling, and then I also see the people who are actually talking, giggling, smiling at another individual, another person's partner in front of them. So I'm like, what is this about? And then I heard a voice say, it's the age of polygamy. So I giggled and I said, okay, I definitely am dreaming. And I looked at my daughter and I called her again. And I said, Justel. And she turned, looked at me, and I awoke. So that was my dream. Now, weirdly, funny enough, I turned around, woke up, giggling to myself, was like, whoa, that was deep. Anyway, I turned around, I researched infidelity and affairs in the UK over the lockdown. And it's the period of global lockdown, the pandemic. And we're not just talking about, there's so much affairs. We're talking about men, women, both equally having affairs, especially online affairs, and many more type of affairs with parents-in-laws. You'll find that there is a large population and study on women and men who actually feel for their in-laws, like their in-laws, kiss their in-laws, or made out with their in-laws. Now, the numbers for the people that have both male and female made out with in-laws is low, but those that fancy their in-laws is high. I mean, this is all out on Google. You can check it out for yourself. All the numbers and research is there for you to see. Now, this is my question in the physical realm. Do we need to start thinking about polygamy rather than undercover affairs? Because it seems a lot of hearts are going to be broken because people cannot be open and honest about what they actually want. Now, obviously, we're living in a modern day where men like men, women like women, and women like men, and men like women, and some like both. In that saying, if you're coming in contact with an individual, and this is just me putting it out there, if you're coming in contact with an individual and you're getting to know that person is falling in love with you, then be 100% open, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time for openness in order to create change, in order to create those change in the ripple effects. No more cycles of doing the wrongs of our grandparents and our parents. You know what I mean? There are a lot of us that were fatherless children, and there were a lot of us that were motherless children too. Like our mothers were there, but they weren't there. Do you know what I mean? And this has a psychological effect. And this also has a psychological effect on the individual that you're hurting on emotional and mental level. Do you know what I mean? So, if we are entering an age of polygamy, this is what I got from my dream, ladies and gentlemen. If we're entering a stage and an era where individuals are feeling that they need more than one partner, let's not create hurt about it. Let's be open and honest. Let's have a conversation. Communication is the key, and so is reciprocation. Once we reciprocate in what one is feeling on a holistic level, it gives the other the opportunity to make the choice to stay or go. Don't hang on to something or someone just because you want your cake and eat it too, because it's going to have a ripple effect. It's going to have a karmic effect. It's going to hit you 60-fold, and that person might end up resenting you, especially if they kind of like know the truth already, especially if they're seeing the red flags. You know what I mean? Now, within this video, I'm sure you've seen some of the, pictures that I've put up stating the percentages, and also showing, how many people will use the quote-unquote friend excuse, or my whatever titles you want to give them in order to cover up what you're doing. So ladies and gentlemen, if it's polygamy you want, let's be open, let's be honest. Tell that other that's what you want, and let them choose. That is my lucid dream experience. That is my message within the dream, I suppose. And that's what I felt that I needed to share with the outer world, because at the end of the day, it seems like this is the era we're going into. And I hope to see you soon. Jarreds, over and out. This was my lucid dream.